Welcome everyone to the Speaking Part 1 Giving Advice Analysis. Okay, so before I get started, I just want to remind you that we do have this excellent video about Speaking Part 1 Tips and Strategies. And that video will just guide you with some ways to read the question, some ways to plan the question, and some ways you can prepare um, for that question. Okay, so if you'd like to watch that video, I will leave a link in the description box to that video. Okay. And for today, we are going to do a sample from Volume 7, Motivate Workers. Now let's get started. So it says here, preparation time 30 seconds, speaking time a minute and 30 seconds. Lately, workers have not been completing their projects on time, and the company you work for has received complaints. So your boss has asked you to provide some ideas about how to motivate workers. Okay. So your boss has come to you to ask you for some ideas about how you can motivate workers. Okay, I guess he wants you to be the boss. Okay. Well, everyone needs advice, including our managers and our bosses. Okay. All right. Now I'm just going to move over to my board here. Okay. Let's remember that I will be using this guide, which is part of our tips and strategies. I find that this guide gives us a really good method for speaking in part 1, and which is give an idea, give an example, and explain. I think that that is a really good method. And also, it just gives us some introductory language here, some sequential language, which is really good. And again, for level 7s or higher, something that they do really well is sequence well and organize their ideas well. Okay, that's something that's very important. So let's start by introducing the question. If I had to advise my boss about how he could motivate his staff, I'd make some important suggestions. Exactly. So again, you could talk directly to your boss or manager. Boss can be a manager as well. You could say, hello, manager, or hello, boss. I'd like to speak to you about how you could motivate your staff. That's good. It's not, there's nothing wrong with that. And actually, the introductory is not so important. Okay. I just think 7 or higher, this question, it doesn't really say here directly who to speak to. Sometimes it tells us to speak to someone, but even if it was your boss, let's say your boss was named Peter. If I had to advise my boss, Peter, we can still use that. Okay. Being indirect kind of generalizes the question, which is very good for higher levels to do. Nothing very strong here, just we're introducing the question. Let's get to our first idea, and now let's start to be stronger. First and most importantly, I'd suggest that he should implement a rewards system. Okay, directly into the first idea. Okay, all right, implement a reward system. Okay, let's make sure that we start, we're clear. So it looks like we need an example. Okay, for example, the company could provide an award for the employee of the month, such as a gift card or a gift. Sounds good. Okay, also sounds very clear, direct. Okay, and I think that the only thing that we're doing right now that's stronger is that we're organizing well, and we're using modals. Okay, modals, very important. Could provide, should implement, could motivate. Okay, but I don't see anything really strong yet. Let's explain. This would be great because the workers would probably give a little extra effort to win the award. Okay, so very clear and very direct and very not very strong, not so simple. I think what makes it 7 or higher right now, it's the sequencing and it's the language and the expression. It's very clear and direct. Okay, so we gave an idea of a reward system, such as a gift card or a gift, and this would make the workers give a little extra effort. Give a little extra effort. That sounds like a stronger expression there. Okay. All right. So let's get to another idea. Secondly, I'd say that he should establish a promotional system. For instance, he could offer promotions for supervisory or managerial roles with higher pay. Okay. Well, I'd say that this one's a little bit stronger. Okay. A promotional system. Mhm. And so that's the idea. And then we give an example of what a promotional system means because it's not clear. And then we said, could offer promotions for supervisory or managerial roles. A little bit stronger language with higher roles, with higher pay. A little bit stronger. Okay. So, idea, example, and why is that good? This would be motivational because all employees would like to get ahead in their careers and earn extra income. Sounds very good here. I like the expression of get ahead, would like to get ahead in their careers and earn extra income. Okay. I also like the explanation. This would be motivational because that's a good way of expressing whatever the topic is. Okay, here just said this would be great because, here this would be motivational because. So being on topic. Again, idea, explanation, idea, example, explanation. It works really well for these longer questions, okay? All right. Also, let's keep an eye out with lots of modalities. Again, should establish, could offer, would like to, would earn. Here's just would like to earn, it's connecting. This is higher level language for this question, okay? All right, I feel these ideas are short and direct, so we can add another one. Last but not least, I think it would be great to offer a bonus-based system. Okay, what does a bonus-based system mean? For example, employees could earn a cash bonus based on their completed work. Okay, so this one targets specifically the question because the question said not completing projects on time. Right. So I have to make sure about that. Could earn a cash-based bonus. Okay. Sounds a little bit like this one over here, but this one's a promotional system. Here's more a bonus-based system. Everybody gets it basically based on their work. Sounds good to me. This would certainly motivate workers because they would love to earn some extra money for their hard work. Okay, all right. Another good explanation, and I like this. This would certainly motivate workers. Mhm. Okay. And I would probably like to put in here they would appreciate. I would like to use appreciate here. Love to earn. I'll put it in at the end. Just I have my board here. So I'll put it at the end, but appreciate. Well, there's many ways. I think love is a little bit simple. Okay. It is speaking, and that's not really about vocabulary. Just I would say they would really appreciate earning some extra money. Okay, I'll put that in a second. So, or just the way it is, or the way it is here, everything sounds good. Everything sounds direct and clear. Let's get to a closing remark. Overall, I think the best advice would be to incentivize employees by having a way in which they could work their way up the ladder within the company. And you can never go wrong with offering them a few extra bucks. Strong. Guess we finished with a bang, finished with a strong, very strong. Okay. This closing remark, I think, is the strongest from all three ideas. Just to explain the remark first, to incentivize employees. So to give them incentives, to give them promotions, to give them rewards. Incentivize. Give them something for their work. And that would be how? By having a way in which they could work their way up the ladder. So work up the ladder. You can say work yourself up the ladder. I need to work myself up the ladder. Here, where they could work, I think it's better to put themselves. Well, no, actually, their way up the ladder sounds good here, not themselves. Um, so that's a really good expression. Work up the ladder basically means move up in the company. Very good expression. And you'll note that for almost every example that we write, we use an expression for speaking, or we try to use. Now, also here, and you can never go wrong with, this is a really good sequential. It's in blue because it's a sequence. It is an expression, but we can use that one all the time. You can never go wrong with when you're giving advice. Oh, and you can never go wrong with this. Okay. So that's also good. But also I put in here a few extra bucks. Now, bucks, this is a Canadian slang or expression for a few extra dollars. I think I'm not sure about the US, and I'm not sure about other places actually. I think in Britain, well, a few extra pounds, I guess, maybe. But bucks is an expression for dollars in Canada. Okay? And that's why I'm using it there. So almost like we have three expressions here: work up the ladder, can never go wrong with, and a few extra bucks. A few bucks. So that's why it's very strong, this last sentence here. Now, overall, let's talk about, because of course it's not just about this one here. Of course, it's about the totality of the answer. Okay? It's sequencing from beginning to end. It's three ideas. It's the modals: should implement, could provide, should establish, could offer, and a little bit of the vocabulary, like definitely the expressions: work up the ladder, a bonus-based system, a promotional system, a reward system. These are really strong ways to express these ideas. Stronger, let's say. Um, and that's something that all 7 or higher, we need to understand this vocabulary. Whether we can use it, it's a different story, but at least we can understand it and we can practice. Now, level 9 or higher, we need to have something along these lines for vocabulary. Stronger vocabulary, definitely the language use. 7 and 8s, we still might not want to use should, could, would so much for 7 8s, but level 9s or higher, we need to have this vocabulary as part of our language for especially for this question. Now, I will also say that for 7 and 8s, we might not need the closing remark. Okay? Just these three ideas like that could be good. Or at the same time, maybe you want to give a closing remark and we don't need a third idea. This is good enough for 7 or 8. Even 9, actually, if you can say it well, even 9, this could be enough here. Strong conclusion. Okay? So I'm just providing you here a sample of how you can do it with 3, and it's only a sample. Okay? We're only analyzing. If you can give 3 ideas like I've done here with a closing remark, 9 or higher for sure, of course, based on your delivery. So let's just keep in mind that it's more about the language, grammar use, the sequencing, all that coming together to, I find that the first 2 ideas are not very strong, actually. A little bit the vocabulary is a little bit like a promotional system. That might not be easy for a level 7 or 8 to say, okay? So again, let me now illustrate this example for you in the 1 minute, okay? And please keep in mind, while you're listening to me read this, okay, please keep in mind the sequencing, the language use, the intonation, okay? All that is important for higher levels, okay? Okay. So then, let me read this for us, and here I go. If I had to advise my boss about how he could motivate his staff, I'd make some important suggestions. First and most importantly, I'd suggest that he should implement a reward system. For example, the company could provide an award for the employee of the month, such as a gift card or a gift. This would be great because the workers would probably give a little extra effort to win the award. Secondly, I'd say that he should establish a promotional system. For instance, he could offer promotions for supervisory or managerial roles with higher pay. This would be motivational because all employees would like to get ahead in their careers and earn extra income. Last but not least, I think it would be great to offer a bonus-based system. For example, employees could earn a cash bonus based on their completed work. This would certainly motivate workers because they would love to earn some extra money for their hard work. Overall, I think the best advice would be to incentivize employees by having a way in which they could work their way up the ladder within the company. And you can never go wrong with offering them a few extra bucks. So, actually, well, I guess it was a minute. I felt like it was, I felt like it was longer, but it wasn't. Again, I was going through there at a good flow. I was trying to intonate. And of course, everyone, what we should do to practice again, what we should do to practice is first read and understand the sequencing, the language, vocabulary, okay? Especially these phrases. Very good use of expressions here. Okay? And then we should practice reading and speaking this answer in a minute and a half. So, yes, the more that you practice reading and speaking this answer, the more that you will retain all this information, okay? And of course, the ultimate test would be, can you speak this answer on your own in a minute and a half? I think you can do it, okay? So, everyone, I will be leaving a link in the description box to this sample answer, okay? You can go to the link and you can practice it there, okay? And also, let's not forget about our CELPIP library. Do you need more practice? Do you need more practice? Our CELPIP library has nearly 60 examples. 60, actually, it should be more. We have more to be post there, okay? And those examples will be really great to build your speaking ability or your speaking knowledge for part one. So at the bottom of that link, you can find a link to purchase a library pass. And get this, with discount code CELPIP79, you can get a 3-month description for only $10.99. That is a steal of a deal, everyone. And of course, the library pass is for all sections, okay? Not just for part one speaking, but for listening, for reading, for writing, for speaking, all parts, listening, all parts, reading, all parts. So, everyone, I strongly recommend it. Let's not forget, practice makes perfect.